Isekais have been a big thing since Sword Art Online. And if you really want to count Sword Art Online as the starter, it'd be more like dot hack. Semantics, semantics, semantics. Seriously, the genre keeps pumping out releases more than cookies at a fortune cookie factory. I swear. It's a great way to start a story. It's been your typical intro to kick off anything fantasy related. How can you not like it? As a writer, stuck somewhere in the plot? Backstory time. Need to drum up a new big bad? Backstory time. Need to flesh out a new character? Backstory time. It relieves you of the pressure of starting in the middle of your fantasy setting. It allows you to give a little bit of backstory and a reason for your protagonist to exist in this setting, while also giving you a lingering plot point you can fall back to at any time in order to push the story forward, or to give you an out to rely on just in case you need to figure out what you are going to do. It's like training wheels that aren't fully touching the ground. Yeah, you can ride the bike just fine, but they're there just in case you lose your balance. Kids love them, and people with not enough confidence do too. Perfect way to describe your average isekai watcher. Sorry, not sorry. That's just what it is. Not to say we haven't gotten some good isekais, such as No Game No Life, Konosuba, Sword Art Online, the Abridged series. Ha, had you going for a second. I'm not a 15-year-old in the year 2012. The Abridged series is closer to what we wanted anyway, except for the release schedule that it's currently been on. It's just like the anatomically correct buttholes they removed from the new Blue's Clues movie. Brothers, remember what we lost. Anyway, fit me for a Sandy, and let's focus on the current year anime. I'm talking about Reincarnated as a Sword, or Tensei, Shitara, Ken Deshita, for all those uber weebs that don't say the translated titles. You swear their tongue was the god tongue, but instead of food, it's just for being pretentious about anime titles. Why is vegan in my script? Reincarnated as a Sword began as a light novel, which got a manga adaptation in 2016. By Tomowo Maruyama, and just recently, the animation adaptation premiered this October. C2C being the studio helping with the adaptation. They also worked on Your Mates 3D, World End, Harukana Release. Let me know if any of these ring a bell, because honestly, I've never heard of any of these. If you're a fan of this studio and their work, or have questions, throw that down in the comment section below, because it looks like it's a fairly small studio from my research. This is Mr. Maruyama's first project, but it does look like the anime is being directed by Shinji Ishihara, who directed Fairy Tail and Log Horizon, so I'm expecting big things here. So far, I'm fully caught up with the anime, which means I'm only 3 episodes deep. About as deep as that girl you message on Discord occasionally. It hasn't been enough time to determine if they can be your pocket sage in Valorant, but just enough that you see some potential if things go right. But in this case, all that pressure resides on the animation studio and how they adapt this story. So this story starts out like any isekai, except no Truck-kun, just Car-kun instead. Then, a named character finds himself reincarnated as this powerful sword stuck in its holder, awaiting for a mighty warrior to pull them from the stone to wield them, kind of like Excalibur. They notice as they are swarmed by a group of goblins, they have access to skills. Telekinesis in this situation, in which he wields himself to take out the goblin group. In this process of the slice and dice, they learn. They have the ability to gain skills, typical isekai, and level up from killing these monsters. Insert montage mode, but with sprinkles of expose, explaining bits and pieces of the level up process. Eventually, the sword has slain every monster around in his area, and is leveled up greatly, and flies further out in search of more. When he touches down, he is stripped of his skills and powers, finding himself stuck until someone finds him, which they then introduce the mighty warrior, Fran, who's a black cat girl, because anime needed another one. During happenstance, she crosses paths with this sword, and dire need pulls the sword out, which the sword allows Fran to share its skills, together defeating the monster, and the sword frees her from her situation, setting the two off on their adventure. Fran gives the sword a name, Teacher, or Sensei, depending if you watch subbed or dubbed, as they promise to teach Fran to become stronger. So far, it's off to a good start. There is some Naruto-esque I want to grow stronger plot at the moment, and no real answers to put the goal into perspective, but it's got a direction at least. It is still in the process of fleshing out some characters in the world, so I'll give it a pass. Currently, there has been some showcasing of what the fighting can and will look like, and I'm pretty pleased. There is fluidity and weight along with strategy playing out with the added skills that haven't been seen that add an element of surprise to it. I have a feeling that one of these fights could make it into the top anime fight of 2023. There seems to be a little father-daughter relationship forming between the two. If that's your thing, then have at it. My advice though, is to get a haircut, take a shower, put on some clean clothes, head to your local park, and do your best at trying to pick someone up for a date, seeing that through. Then, and only then, when that doesn't work, you boot up this anime to drown out the noise of you crying to sleep. I do know the week is getting filled up quickly, with anime releasing every day of the week. If you need something on a slow week, or just time to fill, or you are the type to only watch isekais, why would you? There are some weirdos out there. I would recommend checking out Reincarnated as a Sword. Like any new potential anime, I pray to our future VTuber overlords in some hope that there is a better than average dopamine hit that can carry me through these 9 to 5s. Thank you so much for watching. Please like and subscribe. It helps out. If you have any suggestions, throw them down below in the comment section. I do have a few videos in the works that aren't specifically reviewing anime that skirts under the radar, so stay tuned. Till next time, I'm Josh Madden, and have a wonderful day.